Hello friends, welcome to MV Pittman Cross Sim Racing. I'm Marland, and today I want to show you how to make 160 millimeter profile or 4-slot profile out of two 80 millimeter profiles. And for that, I've got one of these and one of these. They are 3D printed representations of profile. So they're not very thick, but what I'd like to tell you is that with an end connector or two and a bolt and a T-nut, you can make thick profile that will work a little better to hold your sim rig rigid. The main reason you'd want to use 160 millimeter profile isn't for strength of the profile, but for the cross section between your uprights and your platform that goes this way. Those meet at a 90-degree angle if you're fortunate enough to have non-angled uprights. If they're angled at like 22.5 degrees, then you are not out of luck, but I have never seen a piece of steel that actually bolts all the way through that 4-slot configuration. So, as we mentioned, you've got 2 slots on an 80 piece, 2 slots on an 80 piece, and what you're trying to do is basically make it thick. So if you look at like the Track Racer TR160 or the P1X Ultimate, you will find that the bottom rail is 160 millimeters tall. If you have two 180s, or if you bought one of the light versions or the GT1 Pro from SimLab, which is what I use, and you want to upgrade, really you don't have to like go buy a 160 millimeter profile. What you can do is just find another long piece of profile or a couple of short pieces and then just bind them to the bottom to get the benefits of that stiffer upright. So the way you put these together really is pretty simple. You have an end connector, which is designed to keep rotation from happening, and normally you would use it to connect pieces orthogonally like this. And the reason you would do that is because putting a bracket in here to connect these is weaker than simply putting a screw through there. So what you would do is take this end connector, take your bolt, drop it through there like that, take your T-nut, give it a little bit of twist. You don't have to do a whole lot, just a thread or two to get it on there. And then stack your profile the way that you expect. Get them aligned, slide them in there. Now, obviously that's a little wider, but if you have a bigger piece of profile, you would do that. I just happen to have these around. Now, obviously you can't tighten that, so gonna be a bit of a problem, but what you do is, see if I can get a light on here, if I can't, you drill a hole through your profile so that you can put a bolt, put a screwdriver through there, and tighten that up. And you would do that at least on both ends of your profile. So if you have a short piece, you might want to just do the two ends. But that's pretty rigid, and obviously this is plastic. You don't want to print a rail out of plastic for that. You get those lined up, you can always come in and tighten it some more. These plastic pieces probably don't want to take all the torque I'm going to give it, but I'm giving it a bit. What it does is it holds those two pieces together. If you have a longer piece of profile and you use two, that's enough to keep it aligned. 2 points make a line. So this is a way that you can make thick profile out of two smaller profiles. Normally you use an end connector just to connect things at an angle, but this is a way you can use that same technique to make thick profile. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message on a YouTube video. Or if you'd like, you can subscribe so that you get more information, more tips, more reviews, more stuff, just to tell you a little bit about how you can improve your sim racing experience. Again, this is Marlon from MV Pittman Cross Sim Racing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.